This session is going to be on personalization. Right? Now, that's a concept, that's a word that we've heard for a long, long time. And with omnichannel taking center stage, that obviously became the buzzword. Now, we have 4 brand stories to talk about. And I'll call upon them one by one. And this is a typical live case study scenario. So as the brands come up here and present, there will be a set of jurors who will be figuring out as to how good was their attempt and initiative, right? So without much further ado, let me call the first brand. It's a watch brand. It's a time brand. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ullas of SEIKO. Yes, round of applause, please. Thank you.
Present here. I'm Ullas, and I represent SEIKO Watches India Private Limited. Here we are to talk about Grand SEIKO, which is the luxury line of SEIKO watches, and a quick reference to how omni-channel luxury experience is something that we're working on, has leveraged our presence in the market. Omni-channel, like most of us have already known, and the previous session that was here, is here to stay, and there's nothing competing that piece right now. But there's one thing that does not directly fit for luxury retail. The fact is, in omni-channel, the discussion is all around sales. The connect with the audience, which is kind of the pinnacle for luxury retail, is somewhere a miss. It's all about inventory management, it's about operations, it's about point of sales. How do we still leverage the luxury experience to the customers is something that we as a brand have been closely working on. So we have used omni-channel in a very unique way with bits and pieces of personalization to reach to our audience. So for this, we have the Grand SEIKO Boutique website. That's our omni-channel website that we have. It's a single point of sale for all the customers, along with the customer engagement piece. There is a lot of assistance on the product. It's a website that you all would definitely understand. There's a combination of e-commerce, messaging, call, and home delivery option. This is a typical e-commerce website, and nothing unique just in the website. But the way we have transformed that to directly integrate with the customer's choice is what we will discuss. In the offline space, we are present across 5 metro cities, and that's a key point of sale. Grand SEIKO today retails at about, starts at about 3.5 lakh rupees a watch and goes to about a few crore rupees. It's not easy to sell a watch like that just on online. So whatever said and done, online will not be our only single touch point for sale. It's impossible that a customer just sees a product online and just makes a purchase. There will definitely be 2 touch points. In retail, that could be a single touch point, but for online, there's always a double touch point, retail plus online. So we try to replicate whatever we can on the offline space to the online websites as well. So from an experience point of view, like most other brands anyway, we have similar experience on the web store, on the phone, and on the storefront, and the displays are all the same. But something that's very unique about the Grand SEIKO piece is where I would like to discuss is this piece that we have tried to do or enabled in our store is something that we're very particular about. A customer can always buy now, and 99% of the time, this customer has either visited one of our retail stores in India or abroad, and he's very informed and is making a purchase. So there isn't much to that piece when it's just a buy now button, right? But then when it comes to call a personal consultant, as a brand, what we do is, it's not purely an automated piece. There are a lot of chatbots, there are a lot of AI solutions available in the market, which we have definitely not adopted fully because the fact of human element, which is a critical piece for hospitality and a critical piece for luxury in itself, is clearly a missed piece in the today's tech available in the markets. So we definitely have a personal consultant. If somebody wants to reach out on the website, there's just a call away, and the consultant reaches out to you, understands what your preferences are, what is that you're looking for, engages you over a course of few days, weeks, months maybe, before the sale is closed. And similarly, there is a chat now on WhatsApp, and then there's a block and pickup at store. So block and pickup at store is even more interesting, which I would like to just say that while it's very similar to a lot of other retail points, in luxury retail, the only thing is inventory, unlike a lot of other business price points that you operate in, inventory is always in short supply. It's not an excess of inventory. So when you have limited inventory, how do you manage that a customer is placed an inquiry, we kind of block that store and then block their inventory, engage him for a course of 2 to 3 months before that sale is closed. So that's something that we have tried to address through our websites, where we have integrated with our stores and the website in such a way that we kind of discuss with everybody. Or as soon as the store is, as soon as an inquiry is placed, the customer reaches out, the team personally checks in, and then there's an interaction that happens with the customer. The last piece, again, check and net banking facility as well. We also, like as I said, since the price points are quite substantial, check is still a model of business that we still have to accept. And that's not, again, online. That's an offline model of transaction. And that's something that we still encourage. We don't, we have absolutely no way to say to our customer that something is not possible, because in the field that we are in, customer satisfaction does not exist anymore. It's customer delight. So we have stepped away from just customer satisfaction and moving towards customer delight as a piece. Now, the most critical piece for us is how do you get the information of an offline customer? Like I said, for us as a brand, the substantial piece of business comes from offline. How do we get them to engage on the online space? Online to offline was very easy. I just showed you a website which kind of transfers everything back to the offline store, and it's taken on. We have the word is technically not loyalty for us, but yeah, to just ease of discussion, it's a loyalty program where anybody who buys in the offline space, we engage them to register themselves on a Grand SEIKO 9 GS9 club. It's a very unique club. It's unlike just a loyalty program for discounts. There is no absolute discounts discussion in this club. It's an extremely unique club. What we do in this club for customers to come back on board is we have very customized events. When I say customized events, the event is customized to a point where the customer kind of cuisine is chosen specifically to the customers. The entire decor is specified for a certain set of customers. It's a very close-knit event that happens across multiple cities to engage them to come over. And this is only possible if you own a Grand SEIKO. Only for those customers. This is not for prospective customers at all. It's a very close-knit event with a gala dinner and substantial amount of discussions and casual discussions that happen around. And it is customized to a large extent in terms of, I mean, I wouldn't go into the details, but the menu card is customized to each person's taste for that event. So that's the level of customization that we do to cater to our existing clientele. Broadly, this is what I wanted to cover, and the outcome that we have seen in the last few weeks and months together of this presentation is on your screens, right? We have substantial amount of tier 2, tier 3 customers coming in, a 45% increase in sale as well, and an increased luxury buying experience. So these are the few things that we as a brand are trying to focus on to get luxury retail come online, which is not an easy task, but we believe slowly and steadily we'll get there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ulhas. 3 crores for a watch. Wow. Any takers? He's offering a 50% discount immediately. Okay, jokes apart. Now up to the jury for any questions.
Yes, please.
So your watches are made to order or made to stock?
It's neither. So there is an entire process of watchmaking that kind of goes into our watches. When I'm specifically referring to Grand SEIKO here, it's completely handcrafted, customized, not entirely, but partially, which means a lot of limited edition pieces. There is 5, 10, 100,000, depending on the kind of model that we produce. It's limited edition, and there's a lot of customers who kind of place an order, but still, since the watch are limited in number, irrespective of your interest, we will not be able to source it for you. So it's not pure customization for a watch in terms of delivery to the product, but there are customization options the customers can always do. That he could get his name imprinted, etc., etc. But since it's anyway limited edition and it's unique and limited in its number, it kind of is personalized in that sense.
So how do you make it Omni actually? I'm just trying to understand the range availability for all customers, right? Whether it is offline or online. So what kind of technology interventions you have and what kind of scalable models you have, so that you are talking about an Omni setup, but how does it, how do you set up that inventory layer which is available, the range is available for all consumers?
So like I said, in the luxury space, it's not a tremendous amount of inventory that we're dealing with. The inventory levels are substantially low, at an SKU level at least. So we have 5 cities catering to about 12 own boutiques and few more POSs that we kind of sell in, and our e-store. Today we run on Shopify. And we have to, while these are a lot of it was franchisee-led partners, these are not direct outlets, right? So we have all of our store mostly run by different franchisee partners. So while it is not pure integration, we can't have pure integration with so many partners because of their restrictions and our restrictions, but the amount of focus that we have on secondaries, and we kind of literally, since we have, like I said, it's almost made to order, so we have a clear idea of what inventory is lying with which partner, and we kind of monitor that on a regular basis because we're secondary-led. That inventory answer is always available with us. That kind of goes into the website as well. So it's an omni-channel in its sense without pure integration there.
Hi, good presentation, crisp. We got the idea. Could you talk us through a little bit about what are the metrics for measurement on the personalization side, and how do you track, and how do you talk us a little bit? You don't have to give us the exact statistics, but even in terms of percentage or anything that you can quantify, please do that.
So you're asking about personalization metrics?
Whatever you have achieved,
Okay.
yeah.
So
whichever deciphers kind of success for you.
Point. I actually had to say that, thankfully you asked that, I missed that out. Like I mentioned, the GS9 Club, I'll tell you the kind of success we have had with the GS9 Club. We launched the GS9 Club about a year ago. Since the last 3.5 years ago, every single customer who has bought a GS Grand SEIKO is today registered on the GS9 Club. It's a 100% conversion in that sense for us. That's the kind of word of mouth, power of word of mouth that we have in the luxury retail. The fact that each of this customer has experienced once what the kind of personalization, customization that we do, then the word of mouth kind of spreads amongst the customers, and products that was bought 3 years ago, all of it has been registered. So we have customer access information to every single customer today. And trust me, this is absolutely not by force. We don't even force the customer to come and register it. It's purely a suggestion that the retail counters say that you could always register in GS9 Club. XYZ is the abilities. GS9 Club is just a post-purchase club. It's a post-purchase club. It's not for sale. It's pure satisfaction. So that is an added. So in this industry specifically, once a customer is in this price point, they want a plethora of brands. So, no, so for us, in that sense, here it was always about getting back. For us, repeat and loyalty is an extremely key aspect here. And word of mouth is the biggest factor in this price point that we kind of operate. So pleasing that customer by ensuring that they retain with us is something that we're trying to do.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ullas. And two things are very, very clear. If there's one club, I'll never be a part of, its GS9. And second, you asked whether it was made to order. Personally, it's made to embarrass right now. So thank you so much, Ullas. And next up, we have an AV from GreenHonchos, because that's the team that's going to be coming up. And we'll have a presentation by the team from GreenHonchos as well as Being Human. But let's roll the AV, and then I'll call the folks up. Sanjeev Rao, CEO of Being Human, and Sudhir, Acquisitions and Consulting Lead for GreenHonchos, to be up here on stage. Gentlemen, you have 7 minutes to wow the audience. Sudhir, you didn't hear this. 7 minutes to wow the audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sriju. Thank you, everyone, for this podium. I am sitting with someone who's energy powerhouse, so I'll try to resist. 7 minutes is too much for me. Yeah. So, Sanjeev, Being Human, spectacular brand, recall backed by a strong, noble purpose. Personally, I've been associated for more than a year now. Tell us, offline, online, how do you even maintain that focus with the customer experience at the core?
Thanks, Ram. So, the last 1 year has really been very, very heady for us. Because the last 1.5, 2 years, post-COVID is when the family took over the business. We got in a complete A team in place. Yes. While all that was happening, we always, as a company, we always keep customer at the center of everything that we do.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, whether it's online or offline, and I'll come to that, but we keep customer at the core of everything that we do. And by far, if you actually look at the brand, we are a brand with a very strong purpose.
Yes.
And the purpose is to give back. And I'm sure you must be seeing love, care, share, hope, joy. These are the main things that we work with. As a brand, I'm very clear that whatever that we do has to have, we have the conscious circle. So one is the business circle and one is the conscious circle. And that's when we try and dovetail both of that. Coming to the online and offline, I think, we made a very early decision and we were very clear that our consumer base is largely the Gen Z.
Yeah.
So if I look at people who are, the stickiness of that percentage would be as much as about 50 to 60%. And that's where, whether it's offline or online, both the places we were very clear that it's not us who actually sit in the ivory tower and take calls, but every single member of my team goes down and tries to understand what the customer actually wants. And we center technology, store, detailing, everything is focused towards the customer. Because only when the customer buys is when we make some money, and when we make some money, that's how our foundation runs, and that's how we do. Just to let you know, if you go to any hospital, let's take Mumbai, for example. If you go to any hospital and if you have somebody who, doesn't have money for a surgery and is below a certain level, every single doctor in every single hospital in Mumbai has this number with them. They call that number, and we are forbidden to talk about how many surgeries we get done or what kind of, because neither do we do a PR about it, nor do we flash out photographs or talk about it. But let me just tell you that it's one of the most sought after number where people cannot afford, and we do multiple number of surgeries that we do. So that's how we look at the online and offline for us. Yeah.
Super. You brought in tech, and this conference is all about Phygital and providing the experience on e-commerce. I remember there were quite a few challenges in the previous tech stack, which was one of the legacy systems. So while evaluating the tech stack for e-commerce, what were your top priorities, and how did GreenHonchos Cloud Commerce, which is Cartmax, qualify as a preferred tech stack?
See, for us, we always believe in one thing: let's keep it simple. So for us, the ease of getting the entire stack together through a single window was very, very important.
Yep.
And therefore, one of the criteria was that we wanted to find one single window where we can operate from. So today, we were also shopping, and we saw there are many people. Somebody does Omni, somebody does management of your website, somebody has a B2C warehousing, somebody doesn't have a B2C warehousing, and all of that. So what we decided was that we need to look at one person, one window, and work from that point of view.
Yeah, right. And just to bring everyone up to speed, Sanjeev had a clear mandate that because the recall is so strong, the marketing is so sharp, their core concern was scalability. They never wanted that the customer comes in and they find a broken, experience, and then that's where probably a headless commerce solution came in handy, wherein it could scale up a 2,000 to a 2 lakh customer base in any given point in time is being supported. That brings into my last question. What's your vision for being human in e-commerce? And yeah, you spoke about an integrated e-commerce approach. How do you see someone coming as a digital growth partner stroke service provider? What are your expectations from them? And yeah.
See, our expectations are very simple. Whatever are our core beliefs in terms of the digitization of the consumer experience,
Right.
the same follows with our partners. So that vision goes right down with all our partners. And for us, it's very important that, as you spoke about the vision, so, I mean, all my friends out here who've been talking to me for the last 2 days, I've been telling them that, whether it's digital, phygital, or, physical, we've been talking about this for the last 10 years now, or maybe 8 years in the same forum where we were talking about, Omni channel. And today, Omni channel is something which is a hygiene. People are talking about meta. Meta will not be, giving enough ROIs.
Right.
But we are still going ahead and doing a meta store. Because we know that in the coming years, meta will become extremely important for us.
Sure.
So having said that, I think the vision is very clear. We are already on our way to be a global brand.
Right.
We are launching 4 countries, and we are already there in 3 countries. And all those countries are also going to be, the phygital piece is going to work for us there. And whatever we say, physical, as I said, physical, digital, or the phygital part of it, it all comes down to the consumer. And that's
Right.
the experience that we want to create at the core.
Absolutely. We are excited to be partnered with, Being Human, and we equally like to go down to the brand side, understand the on-ground challenges, and help the brand leverage all our past experience working with 100+ brands. And I'm sure next year when we sit here, we'll have another case study of real growth. Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Questions from the jury?
So question to Sanjeev is basically how exactly you're using the technology to get a wow factor from the customer or to retain the customer. So probably we were expecting this kind of some highlights on this.
So look, if you talking about wow, we also talk about wow in physical, but in digital, the wow is the seamlessness in with which you can order, where you can get it, you can pick it up from the store, you can click and collect it from somewhere. So it's multiple, and at every point, the moments of truth that happens for the customer journey is where we want to create whatever best that we can, and that journey is going on.
After adapting or going ahead with GreenHonchos, what kind of a shift? What kind of a shift have you seen in the business perspective as such?
Well, honestly, I would not be able to give, but I've seen a double-digit growth happening every quarter. So we were at a very nascent level, but right now I can tell you that our focus exit this year, we will be somewhere around 30-32% in terms of our online, the phygital piece. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And a big round of applause for Sanjeev and Sudhir. And next up in the series is a case study from ShopperStop. And Jitendra from ShopperStop will take you through in terms of what has he done along with the team at ShopperStop on the personalization front. Jitendra, 7 minutes.
Hello, am I audible? Cool. Okay. So hi everyone, my name is Jitendra Kanodia. I anchor digital transformation and analytics at ShopperStop. And given that this conference is about Phygital, and if you know ShopperStop brand enough, I think this will be an interesting case study for all of you to listen into. I'll just quickly talk about a little bit about ShopperStop, giving you the context. We play in the luxury or bridge to luxury segment. Currently, it's only the lifestyle probably that we compete with. We are present almost, we have 90 department stores and almost 36 million walk-ins per year present across 48 cities. And if you've patronized Shop Stop, you must be aware of First Citizen as a loyalty program. It's a paid loyalty program. And we sit on almost a database of 8.7 million members. And almost 75 to 80% of our revenues, our contribution comes through repeat customers. That's quite huge. Plus, we are also, a completely omni-channel retailer. We have our own e-com setup on shopperstop.com. So, given that, the scale, what is important is how do you actually leverage data to pedal your marketing, pedal your buying and merchandising, to improve your staff's efficiency. We went through the pain of SAP implementation, in 2019. A lot of departments were starved for data. And with management buy-in, thankfully, we started off our journey on building our own data lake, our data warehouse. So if you see some of the challenges that we faced initially, we had multiple islands of data. I spoke of e-commerce, we spoke of stores, business. There are other multiple formats, data sitting in multiple places, not having a single view, customer data sitting in multiple places. How do you get a single view of customer? The challenges around, mining data, getting the right insights, how do you tailor, how do you customize your offering for customers? These were our typical challenges. So, therefore, a data lake naturally was the need of the hour, and that would help us achieve three things, right? We wanted to change the habit of how the organization consumes data and insights so that we are able to improve, delight customer experience at each and every point. We wanted to also give visibility and transparency across businesses. Why? Because that's how you're able to collaborate better and drive common business goals. So enter Jarvis. This is the internal name of the platform that we use. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about our journey. This is the almost a 6 months project. We started off with actually working with all the business functions, internal business functions, to understand their pain points, to understand what their needs are, what business KPIs does each department need, be it business, be it your buying and merchandising, be it your retail operations, supply chain, e-commerce. Within the first 12 weeks, we actually were able to launch 20 to 30 KPIs. We also started developing our AI widgets, largely propensity models and personalization engine. And then post that, we had subsequent rollouts. And today, across businesses, we have almost about 1,000 KPIs, which our teams consume on a day-to-day basis. And this is what it looks like. So basically, we've stitched all parts of the business into one. You have the product on one hand, the sales data channel, both online and offline. You have customer, and then personal shopper. So all these data points come together, and that's the powerhouse of data which is sitting and what we call as Jarvis. So how do you reap benefits of Jarvis? I mean, I'll just skip this slide. This is what a typical Jarvis interface looks like. And so using machine learning and AI tools, we were able to actually understand, who our customer are. And we were able to come up with customer personas. These are representative personas. But this is typically how a customer who walks into our store looks like. And then marketing would use this information to understand who to target, what to speak, what language to use, right? Sorry. Yeah, can we just play the video? So this is a personalized video for We Miss You campaign that we were able to use. Sorry, so I think the sound is off. But some of the campaigns that marketing runs today runs on the back of this intertwined data. A lot of personalized videos that we are able to do. And what are the results? We've seen astonishing results like, the campaign cost has significantly come down, especially the click rates, they have improved. And if you see, there are certain categories we've seen 3x jump in the response rate. So that's how we are able to customize and personalize campaigns for our customers. This is something which we are also in the process of enabling our staff to offer a customized experience to our customers. This gives you actually a view into which inventory is selling better, which SKUs are doing well, how do you upsell, cross-sell to our customers. This is a journey in progress, and very soon we will be able to make it live. But yeah, I think if you get a sense of how we are able to use the platform to not only delight customers, but also enable our staff to better improve the customer experience at store. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from the jury? OK. Oh, you got a mic? Go ahead.
Very nice presentation, and thanks for providing such a great insights. Apart from, you touch about the personalization thing, the personalization, personalized marketing communication, which your marketing is leveraging basis the data which you are able to capture. I also wanted to understand for your digital channels, do you also utilizing this personalization information, are you also providing personalized experience to customers who are coming to your digital channels or maybe your offline stores as well? Does the staff knows that, okay, who is this customer, what he has bought in the previously, what is his taste looks like?
Yeah,
things like that.
So that's a good question. So if you ever happen to visit at Shoppers Stop, we offer a service called Personal Shopper, very unique to Shoppers Stop. And currently, the way that functions is basically all staffs have an iPad. Yeah. So when you come in, the staff has complete understanding of who you are and what have you purchased in the past. Now, this is the limited information that we have available right now. Of course, Jarvis has been in action for last about 8 to 9 months. The roadmap is to actually enable the personal shopper to exactly pitch the reason why probably the customer is coming, which category is he more ideal to shop in. And that intelligence, we want to enable it on the iPad right in the palm of the personal shopper. So that technology is in works, and probably in next 3 to 4 months, we should be able to make it live for our stores. We just gave a view, a glimpse of what it would look like.
Yeah.
Very interesting presentation. I just wanted to check with this entire, Jarvis, how much input do you take in other cross functions? For example, does it also help you apart from marketing in terms of inventory ordering, in terms of design selection? What kind of designs are running? What kind of colors are running? How has been the fall response? How has been the summer collection response? Do you add that? Does it go to the design team, production team, etc.?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. In fact, I'm glad you asked. So, like I showed, Jarvis is basically a powerhouse taking data from multiple sources. So we ingest a lot of product data coming from both offline as well as the online space. Now, what I showed you was just about sell-through tracking in a very old-styled, old-fashioned way at an option level. But the whole intent of using analytics is to actually optimize our whole design and buying and merchandising experience. So some of the works that will start kickoff now is the biggest problem, if you understand, in fashion retail is brokenness and discounted sale, right? And how do you solve for that problem? So we are actually bringing in AI to solve for these problems. How do you optimize your inter-store allocation? How do you optimize allocation of initial buys? How do you do OTB optimization? So all these are now we are able to do. So the process has kicked off, and eventually we'll get there. Yeah.
You talked about propensity model also, right, for the consumer. Now there, how are you doing it? Are you using only internal data like some Marcos model or something, or are you taking an external input also to kind of deriving the consumer propensity to buy? And what are the various dimensions you are looking at?
Okay. So if I understood your question right, how do we go ahead developing the propensity model? Yeah. So see, ideally, propensity is nothing but probability of a customer shopping in a particular category. So what we've done is across 15 key categories, we have done decile distributions to understand, basis the past buying behavior, what is the most likely category that the customer would shop in, right? And of course, there are modeling techniques that we use to develop these propensity models. And what we do is, at every frequent intervals, we keep observing and we keep measuring whether the top deciles are performing for the particular category or not. And for the categories where the top deciles are not performing, we look at what the challenges are, and then we kind of keep optimizing them, and then marketing uses it for their own targeted communications. So I think it's like a revolving process where we develop, learn, optimize, redevelop.
Sure. Thank you so much. I'm sure this is something that we can spend a day or two on. So thank you so much, Jitendra, for that.
Yeah, I'm anyways available offline. If there are more questions, I'll be happy to take.
Yeah. And last up is the team from SDLC. Thank you. Maybe, may I call them up on stage? Yes, please.
Can you hear me? So this is STLC Corp, your technology partner. So we are basically the technology partner for the next e-commerce. What is the next e-commerce? The next e-commerce is e-commerce 3.0, so Web 3.0, that is. So I'm going to quickly take you through the few problems that are existing in the current e-commerce system and that can build trust and also treat your customers as the real king. So I think everyone will resonate to this one, that customer is the real king, and he has to be treated that way. So how do we treat a customer as a real king? By solving their problems, right? So there are a few problems that exist in e-commerce right now. The first one is counterfeit protection. Now, I've seen Being Human here, so I don't know how much sales they make, but counterfeit Being Human sells on every shop that is besides me. In my area, in my city, or anywhere, in a railway station or anywhere. So blockchain can potentially solve it. I'll show you how. Loyalties and rewards. We heard about Shopper Stop having great retention through royalties and rewards. But again, the fact of the matter is 50 to 60% of these rewards are never utilized. So how blockchain can help you there, I'll take you through. Third one is product reviews. I almostly certainly know that everyone who is shopping online is watching out for the reviews out there. And most of the time when you read the reviews and still buy the product, you end up, fuck, did I even buy this? Why? Right? So that problem can also be solved with blockchain. And customer right protection. So what is customer right protection? There have been many instances when I go with my MacBook, and it just comes up that, okay, this particular thing is not covered in the policy, you need to pay for it. And the rest, they throw me jargons, like this is a warranty, this is a service warranty, this is a guarantee, and whatnot. So all these can be solved by smart contracts. So this is how Web 3.0 is actually going to make this customer as king. So I'll take you through all of this. First, let's see about counterfeit protection. How many of you think you're buying a legitimate product and not a copy, especially online through marketplaces? If it is so, sources of legitimacy for anyone is buying behavior. From a shopping mall, if you're buying through their store, it is legit. If you're buying from a factory outlet, it is legit. Retail giants like Shopper Stops or Globus, it is legit. From the official channel, that is website of the store, or the brand store, etc. From trusted websites like Amazon and Flipkart. But now we are moving to a commerce where it is conversational commerce, where the commerce is going to be driven where people spend most of their time. So the Shopify person actually talked about that. So current customer behavior is 99% trust is delivered on the source he buys from, but still, this is an Economic Times article. Counterfeit products created rupees 1 lakh crore hole in the economy, incidents up by 24% in 2019. And this was pre-COVID or around the COVID time, COVID-19, right? COVID-19 has turned up the online behavior. So this number has skyrocketed to 88%. That is the growth that even counterfeit products have made. So how do you solve them? So in a stroke of time, Web3 solves it this way. NFT as an ownership certificate solves it in one go. Along with the invoices, a ownership NFT could be dropped to any particular customer. And that NFT can be verified, whether it is coming from the actual source. So suppose you buy a Being Human shirt from anywhere, and if you can verify on their website that this NFT I have got on my wallet, so it is a legitimate product, right? And it could be done very nicely. So how it works is, currently this is Twitter, and Instagram is doing the same thing, Reddit is doing the same thing, even WhatsApp is doing the same thing, and Meta, you already know, Facebook has changed its name to Meta, right? So they have big plans around this. So this is a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT. This monkey here costs around $600,000. And how do you verify the legitimacy is, everyone on Twitter right now has a circular pic, right? This is a hexagonal pic that displays as soon as you put an NFT there. And once you click on that, you see the details. So what do you see? You see Bored Ape Yacht Club by Bored Ape Yacht Club. You see the properties. You see what is this NFT. You can learn more about on OpenSea. So this could be the same thing that you could do with your brand. It could be more about on Being Human or any particular brand. So this is how the counterfeit protection can be solved like to zero. Brands that have already started and launched a collection like this. Lacoste has done a collection. Nike has done a collection. Adidas Originals has done a collection. And Prada has done a collection. And about 250 plus more global brands are already having plans and in process to launch an NFT collection on this. The same thing. Now the second one, loyalties and rewards program. Now how many of you think you have multiple loyalty cards from different brands? Across and even multiple such cards issued to avail discounts for future purchases. Problem is 72% of these loyalty rewards are never used. So whatever growth you're having right now is just the 28% that you're leveraging right now. Intent in a survey that was done, 95% of the people agreed that they want to utilize these loyalty points. Means everyone wants to use it. But 72% of those are not able to. Why? So the common problems are tough to remember when these expire, not knowing amount of points we have, point of sales did not ask for redemption, don't know how to use them online. These are some of the basic problems. Now, how do you solve them? Store them at one place. You have a personal wallet, right? You store everything at a wallet, and you carry all those cards, and you'll end up 150 cards in your wallet. But now you store in a web wallet. That is MetaMask. So welcome Web 3.0, where all the wallets will be a single wallet where you'll be storing all the collections, all the NFTs, and all the brands and all the loyalty programs can be added to here. Sorry. Third, product reviews. So just for context, this is a July 22 article. E-commerce fake review problem, what India government can learn from global regulations. Fake online reviews influences $791 billion of e-commerce worldwide. And in India, it's a common plague too. It is just in numbers, there hasn't been any survey that actually has accounted how much of the dent it is making to product reviews. If reviews are also placed only after the ownership of the product is on-chain, with the ownership certificate in the holder's wallet, we'll get the reviews only from legitimate source. That if you only own NFT certificate, only then people will be able to post a review because they have to connect their MetaMask wallet to it. I'm sure that many people don't understand MetaMask wallet, but it is a wallet that you can actually connect to any e-commerce website, and you'll be seeing it coming up with Flipkart, Amazon, just if the regulations come in place. But it is something for the future. 92% of all online buyers today read reviews before they purchase a product online. So customers' right protection. It's always been a hassle to protect customers' rights due to the following reasons. Terms and conditions are often interpreted differently. For example, warranty, guarantee, service warranty, and other jargons often play with our understanding today. Solution, blockchain is smart. Through smart contracts, these can be handled and settled on the go, building more trust for the consumer. So you just have to put in your problem, and the smart contract will itself settle the settlement and everything. It does not have to go through a customer representative who will take action, who will initiate the refund, who will do something. They'll settle the invoice, whatever the amount is, on the go directly. So these are some of the key problems that blockchains can solve. Now, what do we do actually? So we actually are into development. We call ourselves as a technology partner. So we get you into mobile commerce app development, conversational commerce, e-commerce web and app development, on-demand service platform development, multi-vendor or service aggregator platforms, and all these other services that we do. So we call ourselves as the Web 3.0 digital transformation company. And these are some of the core competencies that we have. Supply chain management, loyalties and rewards program, customer trust, crypto-enabled payments, metaverse experiences, counterfeit protection, and NFT development and launch. And these are some of the customers that we are working with. Thank you.